shocking goings on in Sabarimala, the loot, the robbery of the violation of devotees' trust, the sacrilege that has been conducted in Sabarimala with 4.5 kilos of gold that has been stolen.
You're watching Free Press Journal. I am Afrida Rahman Ali. I want to give you the details with regards to the controversy surrounding the Sabarimala temple, president's visit, the gold theft, all of that coming up in this video. So watch it till the end. Do like and share this video. Subscribe to Free Press Journal for all the latest updates and authentic inputs on important stories from across the country. The Sabarimala temple in Kerala is in the news for a number of reasons. After the president's visit to the temple, which of course was widely appreciated since this becomes significant in the light of the fact that here is a temple where women were barred from entering the premises, from entering the sanctum sanctorum, until the Supreme Court lifted that particular ban in September 2018. Even now, there is a resistance and the matter is still in court. There are a lot of review petitions that have been filed. But even to the visit of the president, there has been a number of opinions aired. Someone as senior as the deputy SP level officer in Kerala has written about how this should not have been permitted, and that WhatsApp message inadvertently got leaked. So that is the level of resistance even today in entering the temple of Sabarimala in Kerala. Even the president's visit is something that has been objected to. The other controversy is with regard to 4.5 kilogram gold theft from the temple, where the Devasam board is being squarely blamed for being irresponsible and not doing its job thoroughly enough in protecting the temple properties and the contributions and donations that are provided and kept in the temple premises. But in the larger context, let's understand this. The president's visit to this temple opens out a new era. It sets a healthy precedent for all those traditions which are anti-women. Let me begin by giving you the full context. On the 22nd of October 2025, President Droupadi Murmu visited the hill shrine of Lord Ayyappa at Sabarimala in Kerala. She arrived at Pamba base camp around 11 a.m. and proceeded to the Sannidhanam, which is the main temple complex, via the traditional route. Carrying the Irumu Diketu, the sacred offering bundle, she climbed the 18 holy steps, which is the Pathanamthitta, to the sanctum sanctorum, and was received inside the temple by the Tantri and the senior officials at Travancore Devasam board and offered her prayers, thereby becoming the first woman president, the first female head of state of India to offer prayers at Sabarimala, and the second Indian president ever to visit while in office, the first being V.V. Giri in the 1970s. Let's talk about the ritual and the historical context here. The shrine of Lord Ayyappa is one of India's most visited pilgrimage sites, located in the dense forest region of Pathanamthitta district in Kerala. The climb involves ascending the 18 sacred steps, Pathanamthitta, which symbolize various spiritual ideals. The ritual of carrying the bundle of offerings is central to the pilgrimage tradition. There was a major gender entry controversy in this temple. Historically, women of certain ages, notably those of the menstrual age, roughly between 10 to 50 years, were barred from entering the sanctum sanctorum of Sabarimala based on the belief that Lord Ayyappa is an eternal celibate. However, on the 28th of September 2018, the Supreme Court of India ruled the ban violates the Constitution, Article 14 and Article 25 to be precise, and women of all ages were then allowed to enter Sabarimala. The aftermath of the judgment triggered social and political debates, protests, and legal reviews in Kerala. President Murmu's visit as the first woman head of state to offer prayers at Sabarimala therefore carries strong symbolism of gender inclusion in spaces historically seen as closed to women. It reiterates that religious sites, even with strong traditions, operate within the broader constitutional framework of equality and freedom of religion. On the broader implications, the visit may encourage further female pilgrim participation, supporting that women's devotion and role in religious observance are equally valid. Given that President Murmu comes from a tribal background, her visit also resonates with inclusivity beyond gender, with representation of historically marginalized communities in national institutions and religious symbolism. I leave it to your judgment to tell us in your comments about why you think this sort of a move by people in high places are important. They set an example and they set the right tone. It's important For women, it is important for the sake of inclusivity, for gender inclusivity, class, caste inclusivity, something that is much needed in our country at this point. Notwithstanding the fact that Kerala is election bound state, there is going to be a lot of chatter around this issue, particularly with regards to the theft that has happened in the Sabarimala temple, quote unquote theft. I would say, since we do not have conclusive evidence of that actually taking place. But the Kerala Congress, the CPIM government are being blamed for not taking enough responsibility for it. There is a political blame game that is going on. And let me in fact leave you with this particular soundbite of Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, who calls out the Kerala government for this so-called theft in the Sabarimala temple.
President Droupadi Murmu ji, who's much loved and respected all across the country, is visiting Kerala for 4 days. She is visiting 2 colleges. She is visiting Shivagiri Madam, and she is also going and getting her blessings in Sabarimala. And since she was going to Sabarimala today, we met her yesterday and apprised her about the shocking goings on in Sabarimala, the loot, the robbery of devotees' trust, the violation of devotees' trust, the sacrilege that has been conducted in Sabarimala with 4.5 kilos of gold that has been stolen. And frankly, Her Excellency, our Honorable President, was very, very shocked to hear it, and said that if temples are not safe, then how can a common man's home or a common man's livelihood be safe? So this is a very shocking thing for even those who are outside of Kerala when they hear that Hindu temples like this are being completely violated. And instead of taking accountability for it, the Chief Minister says it's a slip-up. Instead of having the Devasam Board minister resign, the Devasam Board minister goes around saying that nothing has happened. Instead of having the Devasam Board dissolved, the Devasam Board chairman is still driving around in his fancy car, acting like nothing has happened.